Hello Commanders, Commander Plater here, and welcome to today's live stream. Hope everyone's doing very well. You guys are having a good Tuesday. We're going to be jumping into some Elite Dangerous today, no surprise by the title of the stream and the fact that it's on the screen. Duh. Today I figured that we would kind of keep in mind that Odyssey is going to be launching, well the alpha is going to be launching next Monday. It will likely be a buggy mess at launch, and it's important that we all remember that. Don't act like I didn't say it. I know what I'm expecting. So we're going to be making a bit of a list today, and we're going to be checking it twice, and we're going to be coming up with a selection of things that we really need to test in Odyssey. And I'm not talking about what do missions look like. I'm not talking about what does it look like when you land on a planet. None of that basic stuff. We need to find out some really bizarre, weird, obtuse scenarios, like really like unusual ones where we're kind of like, why on earth would anyone do that? Stuff like that, because we need to try and find holes and we need to try and break stuff. So we need to make sure that we really break stuff. That's the plan. So I'm thinking it's going to be pretty much like a, can you lift someone off into orbit when you're standing on top of your spaceship, stuff like that. There's things like that we do have to try, and all of that we've got to try and do. We've seen some of the new tools that we've had come through from Frontier, a few pictures. So we've had like the arc cutter, the bio thingy jig sampler, and all that kind of stuff. So we need to give that a go, and we need to see what happens with them on different things, and can you do different things that you shouldn't be able to do with them, and all that kind of stuff. But today in game we are going to be focusing on bounty hunting for deployed, obviously. That's what we're going to do. So let's switch over, and we have up there our list of stuff to try when Odyssey launches. You can barely see that, can you? But we're going to start getting into it pretty much, do all that kind of stuff. But hello everyone who's watching, how you doing? So we've got Josa, Christian, Gypsy, Weejet, Nicholas, Labandan, Brian, Vulture P, Firefly, Black Knight, Danny Boy, Chickers, Vlogger Vio, Wolfpack Gaming, Orby1, Sinclair Research, Chris Engine, Tick. Joe. Keep going down. Igneous Rock. Fiery. Paul Hay, Padhole, and Budman. How you doing? You alright, Bud? How you been? But yeah, so we've got some stuff we need to try out. Let's probably put my headphones on so I can actually hear the game. But then I end up with this wonderful like dent in my hair, and I've got so much beautiful volume right now. I don't think I want to ruin it, but I didn't say that. And you never heard me say that, for clarity, alright? Prorock, I did say, didn't I? I thought I did say hello. Is he? Oh no! Vio, you said you said platters. Oh, you killed me. Nicholas, what skin do I use? What are you talking about? For my Corvette, I use the golden one. Hey Meowser, how you doing? Oh no, trespass warning. I need to pay attention with what I'm doing today. I am not bringing my A game at all. You saw nothing. Oops. Okay, so let's pretend that never happened. Now, I am after some genuine ones. Can you cut a ship with the Art Reactor? I think we know the answer to that already, if I'm honest. Labandan. The answer is going to be no, and we can be pretty certain of that through kind of extrapolation of what we know about them already. With regards to the arc cutter, for example, you can only cut out a square hole on the panel. So you can only cut a square panel in the places where you can cut stuff out. So, Frontier have answered that question. So, from there, we need to keep that in mind. So I'm not going to put that as number 1. Now... Oh, yeah, that's better. No, that's much. So, number 1 for me anyway, is going to be ship surfing. Ship surfing. Not derfing. Surfing. Ship surfing. Number 1. Jet, that's probably be number 2, I think. Can we get someone in space? Sinclair, I imagine we can. I consider that to be pretty mundane. Now, Quiz Engine, we know we can get SRVs in space. That has been done on a couple of times as well. So that's one. But yeah, like mundane, running someone over, pretty standard. Scanning NPC. No, see XR. No, we need to be out there. Hey, Greatest, how you doing, mate? I like we're talking proper out there, like not literally crazy, but like you see it, it's here, out there. Oh, SRV surfing. Okay, right, now I'm with you. Nice. Stand on a skimmer. Yep. Ah, Brian. Yes. So he said, fumerals in first person. Very good. Goid's crotch. Oh. Ramming people with ships. Right, okay. Good. I don't know why I need to capitalise the S, but whatever. Right, we've already got more rules than I was expecting us to have. So, what I need to do... I don't know why I wasn't expecting there to be this many rules. Well, not rules, what are the things we're doing? Because what I want to do... not make it bigger. Oh, we've got it there. As we add more stuff, I don't know if it's going to... Oh good, it makes the thing bigger. So that's cool. Oh god, it's already a large number of things. Right. Okay. Wolfpack Gaming, yeah, probably will do. Greatest. That's an autocorrect error if ever there was one. The thing is that Joe, I mean, pretty mundane. See, like, I know that we can. I know there'll be anything that you can scan normally, you'll be able to scan with a hand tool. So I kind of like, we do have a reasonable knowledge of that already. I think that kind of that the panel that kind of goes into the ramming people with ships, because if we get super specific stuff, it's going to be very weapons fire. Yeah, see, got.
Hello there.
We'll give that one a go. Commander Razor Firefly, thank you for the follow. Welcome aboard. Ship weapon kills on people. There we go. Kind of does that. Honestly, Joe, I don't see. Oh god, I don't know if that's how that's going to work. We need to. Okay, we'll do one and then we'll do the other. Like that's the thing. Like we've got one to try. Like if we can get someone in space, then we know. Then we know that we're able to get someone. We can get. If we get someone to space, we can definitely get someone onto a fleet carrier. That's one. Phoenix Blue, we've got that. Fumerals in first person. That's kind of what that means, I guess. touch the forbidden mothball. Oh, Hunter, you're working on Satisfactory. Good, good, good. I have barely touched the new update, if I'm honest. Mainly because mainly because I've got it's got too much to do in it, and I don't want to have to do it twice. That's my thought. I don't want to spend all that time doing it and then it not go on. Keep a pool with 2 ships and a character. That comes down to the ramming people with ships. So that's something to try, because there's a lot of stuff that kind of gets bundled in, so you can extrapolate from one thing to another. And I'm not just trying to say no to everything. See, critical, it's pretty standard. We want out there, mate. We want completely weird and out there. Stuff where you're like, I wonder what happens if. Do we burn from thrusters? Do we burn from thrusters? Skymaster PT, thank you for the raid. Welcome in. How are you doing today? Do engines burn players? Honestly, I'm surprised we've got so much stuff already. We did the Guardian grind. Oh, it is a bit of a grind. What have you been working on? What have you been trying to get? See, Greatest. Mundane. Dude, you've got to be more out there. Stuff that... We need to think of things that Frontier wouldn't expect players to do. That's what I mean. So you get the data, the Guardian data, you need some more Epsilon. Have you been doing the amazing, joyous thing of just parking up at one of the Thargoid... not Thargoid, Guardian structures, one of the ruins, and then just relogging back and forth, because that sucks. Eek. See, partial success, that's probably not going to happen. That's the thing, there are certain things that probably won't be able to be done. Sidewinder with a gun, 100%. 100% be able to do that. Player weapons versus ships, pretty standard. I think like the game is designed to do it. They have said that we will be able to do that, so we know.
Scan detected.
Now, what am I doing? I figured we'd just start killing people. A player pyramid. Wait. We did Conda Henge. Can we do player Henge?
Scan detected. Target shields offline.
Like, player Henge? Jetpack planet to planet. There is no way we're going to be able to get off planet with jetpack. Gotta be honest, like, no way. Actually, Vulture P, base jump. Now, that is an interesting thought. So, if we can get players surfing on ships, ship surfing, then base jumping. I'm into that. See, now, Greatest, we've thought about the. I think they're just going to be a bit of a jump. Like, it's going to give us a boost to your jump. I don't think we're going to be flying around. This isn't. There's going to be no being Iron Man, but I think it could potentially slow our descent. So yeah, Panel, that's what I'm thinking with the base jumping, that kind of thing. Yeah, Prism. Ship surfing into space, then base jumping back to the planet. Like, we don't even have to get to the point where we change instance and go up into the actual orbital cruise. zone, orbital flight, because we will try stuff. The only thing that I will say is that what can happen with SRVs, and Grey will attest to this, is that you can de-instance. So you fly up so high and then suddenly you start to de-instance. And when you start to de-instance, it's a bit of a... things get a bit tricky. So... the Enclave, I think there's no reason that that's going to happen. We can't repair stuff in Odyssey. We've had no hints that we'll be able to. So I'm thinking that ain't going to be a thing. Leon, yeah, females in first person. That's what that means. I might change that, so it's a little bit more obvious what that is. Geezer jumping in first person. We do that. But yeah, there's some things that you've got to bear in mind is that some things probably won't work. I'm more than willing to try them. There's going to be a lot to do in Odyssey. A lot. It also depends on how the content comes out as well. Because we know it's going to be like phased, but we don't know how phased the content's going to be. We don't know how much we're going to have access to when we start, or how little, and then how that's going to progress. So that's something to bear in mind as well. Skymaster, all they've mentioned with regards to streaming is that you can. That's it. Like, it's not a closed alpha or anything like that. It is technically an open alpha. From a PR point of view, dangerous thing for me to say these days. I mean, I'm obviously going to be streaming it. The only problem is that next Monday is obviously when it comes out, but at 5 PM GMT, still just GMT. I've got to go for a CT scan in a different town. That's going to be a bit of a pain. But oh well. Guess we do what we do. Partial success. They haven't said you can't explicitly, but they also haven't said that we can. What they have said is that they've said some really cryptic things about 0G. As far as we're aware, there is no EVA. God, how's that for a qualified statement? As far as we are aware, there are no. But that's only because we haven't been told. I honestly don't think we're going to. I don't think there's any kind of... There's going to be no spacewalks, for example. I don't see that happening. But there's a lot of stuff like there's still a huge amount of speculation. Like, I've been following everything FDev have said about it, and there's still a huge amount of information that we don't know, and is open to speculation. And you know, I love a bit of speculation, but I have to make it really clear when I say something is speculation. Because I don't want anything major as well. I don't want people to think that I know something that I don't, or they've misunderstood something. Because the thing is that you could have understood something and I could have misunderstood it. So not everything I say is gospel truth, and if I'm speculating, then it 100% isn't, is it? There's a lot of stuff that I want to try, and there's a lot of stuff that I'm looking forward to doing. I want to know if you guys have got anything else as well. Obviously, there's the obligatory how many people in an instance.
Target destroyed.
How many commanders in one instance? That it has to be done. I want to see how glitchy it gets. I want to stress test this. I want to break stuff. Skymaster, I'm talking on ground. On ground. Get as many people as we can. Like around a settlement or something. But you can definitely have way more than four in one instance, Skymaster. I mean, you're looking at 50, 100. It's not stable. Really isn't stable, but you can definitely do it. It takes a lot of work, and you get to the point where people start being pushed out, in, out, like where suddenly you can see people, suddenly you can't anymore. So that can happen. So that's something to bear in mind. I'm not kind of. Well, that's where it comes from, the idea of getting as many people in as possible. Sightseeing Biffcake, I'm calling pretty standard stuff.
Target destroyed.
That's an interesting one. Partial success. Yeah, that's an interesting. Oh, I'm being shot. That's an interesting idea. That's actually a very interesting idea. We have said ships cannot target people. We have had that. So you will need to rely on dumbfire. Lots of that. Hey Colin, how you doing? Now let me finish shooting this courier who thinks that he can beat me, and then we will add something. Add one. Add number 9 to the list. So yeah, you'd have to use dumbfire fixed weapons, but you can't use limpets with that. So that's the important bit. That was why I was saying that. So igneous rock, you won't be able to target people. How many grenades to kill a Conda? I think a lot. I think the answer is going to be a lot. I don't. But yeah. Can you leave your SRV parked on a planet? And leave. That's important. So we're talking about can you come down in your ship, get out in your SRV, then get out of your SRV, then get back into your ship, and just leave it behind? Is that... I want to know, is that something you can do? See, the shooting Astro, yeah, I do have to... I've essentially won my bet with Down to Earth Astronomy. We had a bet against about when Odyssey would launch. That was back when we were thinking there would just be a beta. So, DEF CON, no, there's going to be no... No, Chris, I can't be bothered, mate. I can't be bothered to go and do trading, actually. I would rather do something that is more interesting to me, which is bounty hunting, and for the good of my faction. Can you recall your ship from a different planet? Yeah, because they've got a taxi service. Can you... Oh, right. Park on one planet. Taxi to... Oh, taxi to another. Recall ship? That's my... Can we do that? Chris, yeah, I know, but I don't want to trade in. And I'd rather look out for my faction. Thank you. Also, the big question is that any existing landmarks, are they still going to be there?
Under attack.
Like, that's something I'm thinking about. Is that will they still be there or not? Like, will we have? Will like Pomesh, for example? Will the canyon still be there, or like someone said about Mount Nervi? Will that look? How does Dav's Hope look? Yeah, Vortex. Like, we'll be able to go inside the buildings at Dav's Hope. Will Dav's Hope now be a place where you can farm stuff for your suits? Stuff like that. Wraith, I want to see if they did anything redoing the ship hitboxes like they said they would, or if it applies to ship versus person or ship versus everything. That's an interesting one because they have previously mentioned about ship kits being used as cover, haven't they? And the answer was yes, you can. So ship kits would count as cover. And that was a bit like oh, really? That doesn't seem like a good idea. But then at the same time, why wouldn't it? So... So also the canyons are still there, they're different. Scooby-Loo. No one's stopping Yamix from playing Odyssey or the Alpha. So that's a really stupid thing to say. Just for clarity. It's a really stupid thing to say. Freefall speed record. Actually, do we have planet? Hang on. This. Alright. Do people have speedometers? Because then we actually know. But yeah, we're not talking about that because it's none of our business. Just so we know. It's literally no one's business apart from Yamix. Like, it's not my business at all. So that is my view on it, just for clarity. Vulture P, there is no body sliders. We already know that. Everyone is going to be the same. Either male or female bodies. That's all. Defcon, don't know because we only have 6 days to go, right? And then we will have a better idea about all of this stuff. And I'm gonna, no doubt, as soon as I can, I'll start wandering around, being like, "Whoa, wow, whoa!" All of that, all of it. I'm just gonna be like, "Whoa, what is this? Whoa!" And it's gonna be this wow moment for sure. Investigating stuff. If we find crap textures, we find bits missing, I'm gonna 100% talk about it.
Target destroyed.
So, oh yeah, we're talking about materials for Dav's Hope, by the way. I meant that we'd be able to go inside the buildings. So would they then have buildings you could go inside? And then you collect stuff. Actually, something that I mean, Kritikov, yeah, it is, technically. It is extracurricular activity, that's for sure. Do you take damage when a ship blows up next to you? Ship explosion splash damage. Because from there, we can work out whether or not we, oh god, I can't type today. We can work out whether or not we can, how much stuff would need to blow it up at the same time. Oh yeah, human henge. That's right. Or commander henge. I'm sorry if there's any banging noises or anything like that. it's rather annoying. I've dealt with this bloody building work for such a long time. It feels like it's been weeks, and it has actually been weeks of building work, and it's driving me insane. Like, it's waking me up early in the morning, and I'm not a morning person. I can tell you that much. Oh my goodness, yeah, I am. That's a bit ridiculous, isn't it? I think we're gonna have to. Wow, can everyone even still see that? Okay, right. Well, Layla, no way of knowing. No one tells me anything.
Power plant capacity exceeded.
But what we might have to do is add another text box across the side. Panther, you can't see it. Obviously, if you're on mobile, you're probably going to struggle just a little bit.
Scan detected.
But also, we can always recap, and we can always make it larger when we need to. So,
Attack. Gaining heat.
is the frag grenade affected by gravity? Gravity effects. I'm going to put gravity effects as a single one, Naughty Shepherd. I think that's going to be the best way of doing it, because there's going to be lots of things like jumping off the top of a building. How long will it be? And also, it's not just one person doing building work, by the way, which is brilliant. It's not just one set of people. We're having the communal roof replaced. Or some of the communal roofing replaced of the block of flats I live in, and all the flats are on one level and they're above shops, so we're all getting a full thing of it all the time, and I could murder someone over it, to be honest.
Scan detected.
Why isn't this blown up yet?
Under attack.
I was on 2% for ages.
Target destroyed.
Right, gravity effects. It's on there. Stormclaw, the hairy face is back. May the force be with you, Obi Plater. Thank you. I've obviously worked really hard to grow this beard. I have sat there concentrating on it, willing it to grow, as you can tell. Okay, tools on people. Tools on people, we're going to call that. Tools on people? Like that. Krilikov, you can't select ships cannot select commanders, so that can't happen. Oh yeah, greatest. You're going to be the first commander to circumvent a planet on foot. Inspired by Ray's comment there. Nah, people is boring. Thargoid stuff. Thargoids and people combinate. Right. The only thing is that I think we may not be seeing, and this is speculation, I don't think we're going to be seeing anything narrative driven at all. And it wouldn't surprise me if Thargoids were saved for a big reveal. Like a big reveal. Simon Dead, thank you very much for the follow. Charles, I think just using hand weapons is like really that's pretty standard. Like we're going to be shooting stuff. I mean, I'm going to be 100% shooting stuff, but I want to go into the really weird stuff. DEFCON, we're definitely going to be seeing some flora. We know that. We know that's coming. Fauna, we have had no indication that that might be the case. I think we've seen somewhere that there isn't going to be any fauna. But then I'm worried about that meaning that we're not going to see any Thargoids on foot, and I would like to. Like, would definitely like to.
Hello there.
So I think that'd be interesting. Rectal Fortitude, thanks for the follow. What an arse. Bum 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 bum. Temple Hub Marathon. Ugh. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do that. I don't even know how large. That's something we could actually find out. And also, actually, Vortex, you call them the Thargoid Pukey Boy, the small skimmers near Thargoid sites, scavengers. We'll be able to have one as a pet. Now, they're bigger than SRVs, aren't they? They're bigger than SRVs, right? So them being bigger than SRVs probably mean that probably mean that we don't have one as a pet. But can they mess us up? I imagine they probably can. That'd be good. Okay, right.
Target destroyed.
To do all the Goid stuff and people.
Scan detected.
All the Goid stuff and people? Thardroids? Thardroids. Thargoid Pukey Boy surfing. Okay. Okay. Now, you've got me in. Sharp. And take my space legs. Thargoid, scavenger, surfing. I can't believe I'm writing there. What a sentence to write. Not even a sentence. 3 words. Thargoid probes are ginormous though, Kritikov. They're like a ton, aren't they? So Robin, I mean, they've already said that everything can be done as single player, so we know that already. The 101 Shadow, highly unlikely. I don't see any cross anything of that. Escape pods. Could we interact with escape pods? Yeah, an interesting idea, Vortex. An interesting idea. But yeah, gravity effects is going to be an interesting one to do. I think it's going to be lots of peculiar things will happen. I'm not sure. I'm not sure we're going to see anything really out there, and it wouldn't surprise me if we see things behave the same on a high gravity planet versus a low gravity planet. Prism, we've had no hints that would be the case. No hints of any of that. See, to me, Chris, I've given a pure 100% yeah. Of course, we have to do that because I'm just like, yeah, of course we will. Why not? Isn't that exactly what these tools are for? I just kind of thought we would. Greatest, yeah, we have had frag grenades. That was on Twitter today. We already knew they were happening. We've seen grenades be used. I love that. What was someone's first comment on was oh, are we still using frag grenades in the 34th century? It's like, yeah, why not? Why wouldn't we? If it's good, it's good. We're still using projectile-based weapons, and we have done for the last how many 100 years? Cyberdammy, hey, how you doing? I'm like I say, we're not going to be walking around any ships in any way, shape, or form. I'm calling that, and I'm saying I don't think we'll be able to. This is speculation, technically. but the fact we're not having ship interiors at launch means that we're highly unlikely to do that. Also, no caves. We know there's not going to be caves. It's going to be height map versus sculpted. But there's no reason why you couldn't then do, like, I mean, you have to handcraft it, so. So yeah, about the weapons that we're getting, because I know DEFCON you asked that. So we're getting the kinetic, energy, and plasma. I know plasma is energy technically, but it's like laser. So you're going to have one that's better against shields, one that's better against armor or people, actual bodies, and then one that's fine for both. I think that's going to be the plan. You've kind of got like an all-in. Yeah, slam dunk. The only thing with that is that all of the Thargoid structures, there are only 2 types. There are only 2 types, and they are that they are handcrafted. And then if you were to want to add caves on planets, because technically any planet with any tectonic activity could have caves. And with that, you would then have to do that individually, because people would soon get sick of it, because you've got texture to think about. People go, oh, look at the same rock formation everywhere, and people would be pretty bummed out about that if it wasn't done right. And you've got to think about how long Star Citizen, I'm going to mention the competitor game, aren't I? Star Citizen have been working on just a small system and got that out there, and they only recently put caves in the grand scheme of things. Vortex, it's a good point. I don't know. Will there be? Or will there just be ammo? Like you have to reload and worry about your ammo count instead. It's like in Mass Effect, where CSW, no, it can't. It's not. They're not the same game. They're not the same at all. Like it's because No Man's Sky is not the same as Elite in any way, shape, or form, other than it's set as sci-fi. It's just a sci-fi game. It's not the same. You've got to keep that in mind. Like, it's so easy to compare games. Like very, very easy to compare the way things are, the way games are. Like, for example, if you look at real-time strategy games and you go, oh, well, they're all RTSs, they're all the same. That can do it. That can do it. Well, let's look at StarCraft or StarCraft 2, and then you compare that to something like Command & Conquer Red Alert. Or Red Alert 2. So different. So different. They're both the same genre, but they're completely different. Completely. You just gotta. I try to avoid comparing games directly, unless I'm talking about how they do things, and that's a distinct difference between, say, like comparing gunplay, for example. I find, and like I say, I find gunplay in Star Citizen to be very frustrating, very, very simplistic. Cold weapons are fine, but it feels like I'm pointing a stick that flashes at someone and it has an effect after. It doesn't feel nice, so I'm hoping that we'll have that a bit better. Ewan McGregor 69. Thanks for following. Wow. Also, that GIF is totally applicable, isn't it? Yeah, see, in Star Trek Online, as well, Black Knight is all handcrafted. Ooh, if you get stuck somewhere on foot, can you force respawn? I have to wait for O2 to run it. That's an interesting... That is actually an interesting one, Kritikov. I'm going with can you force a respawn? Slam Dunk is asking, do I think it should be up to the player if they want to leave in an SRV in a hazardous world, e.g. gravity or hot cold? If we leave the SRV, live for 30 seconds, then die, but it's our fault. So Slam Dunk. I always think there has to be a line that's drawn between gameplay and realism. And for me, this is where the line is drawn. Because if you were to not have that line, people would just be like, I don't understand why I keep dying when I get out my SRV. There would be that. And that's my generic clueless player voice.
Scan detected.
And there'd be, you know, kind of like, not a warning, maybe a warning if you do it.
Under attack.
Tough. But then,
Shields offline.
the thing that gets me is that if you're in an SRV on a high gravity
Target destroyed.
Terakov, technically different things. But can you reload to Horizon should be number 17, actually. Oh, come on! Can you reload to Horizons? Interesting one. So, what was I saying? Yeah, people. We're a nightmare, aren't we? Like, even if it gave you a warning, but you know, I was saying, right, if you're in an SRV and there is a and you're on a high gravity planet, you're already experiencing that gravity. That's what I'm trying to say, is that you're already going to experience that gravity, so you're already under the influence of it. And if you can survive in it for driving around for unlimited time, essentially, then surely you should be able to get out and walk in it. I know it's not quite the same, and it's not the same physical exertion and all that kind of stuff, but we have mechanics for physical exertion. You've got a stamina bar, you've got your oxygen meter, sure you'd use more oxygen and all that kind of stuff. Like, there's options for it, I think. WeJet, you are right.
Scan detected.
And also, it is impossible to please everyone. It's literally impossible to do that. Chris, can we see our crew member we hired? I think the answer is going to be no. And the reason why I think the answer is going to be no is because they aren't on the bridge, are they? And that's the only spot that we can look around and see. So where else would they be?
Flight assist off. Flight assist.
Icy jobs, thank you. I appreciate that. I try. I really try not to be rude as well, and I'm aware that sometimes I can come across as a little bit rude. I'm putting that down to being English and having an English accent. And people often feel it can be rude when you're blunt. But I don't mean any offence to anyone, so. Yeah, and also, when you see my crew member, what can I see their dejected face when I fire them? Can you send a hired crew member out to a planet? I'd be like,
Target destroyed.
um,
Under attack. Scan detected.
wait, am I being hit from what am I being? Oh, I'm being shot by someone, and I had no clue they were just sat there because I couldn't see it on the radar. I'm like, why am I still being shot?
Target shields offline.
Right. I am going to reboot. It's fine. I was waiting for that combat to finish, and then it didn't.
Target destroyed. Diagnostic repair sequence initiated.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to do anything with NPCs. I just feel like it's something that's going to be underthought of. That's what I reckon.
Successful. Shields online. Thrusters online.
Drinking lemon squash today with a little bit of lemon juice in, because that way I can hopefully dissolve my kidney stones before they decide to ruin me on the way out. Fingers crossed anyway. But yeah, I mean, you could just leave and go be like, bye, like that, lean out the ship, like, because as soon as you're back in your ship, can you switch back to VR when you're back? Yeah, actually, I'm just in VR testing. Actually, that's something I want to do. Odyssey VR experience, because that's going to be important to know. I've got a Vive. I don't play it nearly enough. I need to give it a go. Oh, Brian, no, it'd be fine, mate. I've also got kidney stones too. So no, kidney stones, gallstones, which is brilliant. I found that out a couple of weeks ago. I was like, oh no. There's kind of that. Auto ship takeoff stuff. Oh my god, could you imagine running 2 kilometers on foot? Ah. Yeah, Vulture, it kind of is the least of my problems, but it's still one of my problems. It's one that will cause me pain, and typically the other stuff doesn't. Right. $19. Alright, Ray, take care, dude. Thanks for dropping in. Now, I'm actually getting blinded a little bit here. I'm going to have to go and close my curtain a little bit. Now, I want to know how fast do we run? How fast do players run? Now, luckily, we can work that out really easily, because Vortex talking about the 2 kilometers on foot. I mean, round in circles is fine, but just a straight line. But then I was thinking, what you do is you leave your ship. You know how far away your ship is, and you just run off. And you run 2 kilometers in a straight line, and you see how long it takes you, and then you know. But right, hang on, I just need to sort something out. Mitochondria, hello, how you doing? So I'm got light coming in like at this angle, and it's like, ugh. Right. He's scanning me. Some of our favourite pieces of meat. Oh, Curry, you're over here. YouTube's buffering. Good old YouTube. Okay, how many credits we got? 9. Vortex, I'm handing it in today, actually. We're still handing in Hilla. Cool. I mean, there are some interesting things to just that we just don't know, and I'm trying to stay away from adding them to the list. But we all have lots of questions, don't we? I feel like we're all ready. Like, where I'm like, yeah, my body is ready for Odyssey, and I'm also ready for, like, to have my questions answered. I want to know everything, and I feel like I'm probably not going to learn everything and all the nuance until we've got it fully on and been playing it for many, many hours. Prism, I mean, you can get things transferred over, but it is only assets like money that you can get transferred over to your main account. Unfortunately, it does result in wiping every other one, which, to be honest, money is a minimal worry for most people in Elite. Alright. Leonardo, hello, how you doing? I'm flying a Corvette. A Federal Corvette. That is my ship of choice today. It's kind of my favourite ship. That closely followed by the Mamba. Look at this guy running off. Rude. Very, very rude. So Mighty, you're saying, will they address terrain pop-in with the new planetary system? Hopefully. Will there be a tutorial? Again, hopefully. we've got an awful lot of unknowns, and I can say hopefully. And Vortex makes a really good point there about having questions versus expectations. I think it's important that you know when you have questions and they haven't been answered, and you don't fill the gaps with speculation and wishes and prayers, because it doesn't. Oh God, poor guy. It won't do you any favors at all, because it happens. It always happens. People will be like, "Oh, you can't say stuff like that." Well, I'm going to say it, but we are our own worst enemies when it comes to hype building. All of us, even me. I do it to myself. I don't do it with Elite as much because I'm so involved in the community and having the information and people wanting to know stuff that I feel like I have to know the right the right stuff. But other games, I get excited about it and I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be really cool if it's like this, or if it's like this it'd be really cool. Wouldn't it be great if it was like that? And it's like, oh my god, I am the thing that I hate in other games. I do. I always I make stuff up and then I end up being slightly disappointed. Like, don't do that. So Leonardo, you're talking about the equivalent ship on the Empire side. It's not quite an equivalent, but the biggest ship you can get on the Empire side is the Cutter. And the reason why I say it's not quite an exact equivalent is because all of the big three, and there are only big three, there's only 3 big ships, there ain't 4, there ain't 5, not doing that. So you've got the Anaconda, the Federal Corvette, and the Imperial Cutter. They're all fine. Like, they all do different things, and they all do each one slightly better than the other. So, for example, the Anaconda, and this is just purely, I'm going to talk purely in combat because it's a very simple kind of like bit to talk about, where the Anaconda has potentially more damage output because the hardpoint configuration means that you can equip weapons that do more damage overall. But then you've got the Corvette that has 2 huge hardpoints, and then it has slightly less DPS but it has better handling, so potentially you're going to spend more time on your target and therefore do more damage. But then you have the Cutter that has stronger shields and moves faster in a straight line than either 2 of them, but doesn't yes, Kuro, but then doesn't handle as well, or a lot at all. It has a lot of drifting to it. So it's kind of like, that's the difference. The only thing about the Type 10 is that it's crap. I don't like it, and it's not part of the big 4. There is no big 4. I'm not having this conversation, Chris. I'm not doing it.
Shields online. Thrusters online.
Right, Beluga. No, the Beluga is not a member of the big crew. Oh, interesting. Oh, I'm about to fly into a firefight. Straight into the middle of it. But yeah, so that's the difference. That's the answer. So I'm hoping, Leonardo, that makes sense. I mean, the Cutter will do those things for you. The Cutter probably has a slightly more options, I'd say. The cutter is also quite good for being an armoured trader, or an armed trader. There is you can probably make less sacrifices, but then even still, I mean, its jump range is okay. Wraith, alright, take care. Hey Hawks, how you doing, mate? We're just talking about some of the stuff where we want to ridiculous things we want to test when Elite Odyssey Alpha goes live. Like, really ridiculous stuff. As much ridiculous stuff as possible. And it's really like, it's obscure stuff. Things that ideally FDev wouldn't have thought we would do in order to try and break it. That's my plan.
3, 2, 1.
Should be an interesting one. Let's have a recap. Let's have a recap of the list, shall we? Seeing as we are... I don't think they said anything. Nothing to announce at this time is the usual answer there. Vortex. Right. Okay. The list. Because we have a list. So number 1, ship surfing. Then base jumping from that ship. Can you use your jetpack to slow you down? Definitely not. Definitely not. I think just probably no way that's going to happen. Can we get someone in space? Preferably through ship surfing. SRV surfing. Can you get on top of an SRV and ride it like Mad Max? Geyser jumping in first person. So what happens when you run into a fumarole or a geyser? Do you get shot up into the ground? I kind of want to know that. Ramming people with ships. Do we go splat? Ship weapon kills on people. Different types of weapons. For example, can you dumbfire your multi-cannons, missiles, plasma, lasers, and hit people? Do engines burn players? Because, think about it, they should. How many commanders can you get in one instance? That's going to be a challenge, because we know what instancing is like in Elite, and FDev has said that there's probably not going to be any changes to instancing. They're not changing any of the servers and stuff. So, can you leave your SRV parked on a planet? As in, can you park on one planet, get out of your SRV, get back into your ship, and leave? And then we also have... Oh, actually, you know what? The number's all out of order, isn't it? Oh, no. Okay, can you park on one planet, taxi to another using Apex, then recall your ship to that planet? Is that possible? How long will it take? Do people have speedometers? And the reason why I say that is because how quickly we wanted to see if we can get people to jump off. See, Vass, I understand. Yeah, geezers and geysers. One's right and one's wrong. I don't say stuff wrong. So, I don't make mistakes. Ship explosion, splash damage. So when a ship gets blown up, does it have splash damage? When it blows up, does it? But obviously from that we have to blow a ship up, so we need to find out. Commander Henge. Now we've done Commander Henge. Can we do Commander Henge? So can we get players stacked on top of each other? What happens with that? When two players run into each other, do they just pass straight through? Because some games do that, they pass straight through. Other games, they do it when you bump into each other and you just bump. Gravity effects. So, if I were to jump off a building on a 0.4 G planet, would I hit the ground quicker than if I were to jump off the same size building on a 1.2 G planet, for example? Using tools on people. Tools on people. As in the art cutter, the scanner, the biosampler. I can't remember the names. I'm a nightmare for this. Got loads of new things to learn names of. But yeah, do they work? All the tools. Do they work? Oh, Thargoid Scavenger Surf. Can you get... I'm worried about this one. I'm worried about the Thargoid Scavenger Surfing, if I'm honest. So Thargoid Scavenger Surf. Yeah. I don't know about that. I'm like... Can you get on top of a scavenger at a Thargoid site? I don't know. Who knows? Can you force a respawn? So this is a... Do you have a self-destruct option? The same way that you have in your ships or in your SRV. That type of thing. So we need to find that one out. Does the Biosomb have a probe mode? Oh my. Right, can you relog to Horizons? So currently, if you get stuck somewhere, like in your SRV on a planet, you can log out of the game, go back to the launcher, relaunch the base game, so that you no longer on the planet's surface and it forces you up into the orbit. Now, we kind of want to know whether or not that is the case. Like, will that still be like that? But a Odyssey to Horizons 2 base game equivalent. Odyssey VR experience. I want to know what it's like. Like, the planet surface, the transition, all that kind of stuff. I need to know that one. Excuse me. How fast do players run? Realistically, and the reason why this came into my head is because of the Doom guy. As you guys might know, the older versions of Doom, like the original Doom games, Doom guy was he used to run at about 43 miles per hour. I think they worked out that's how fast he could run, and I want to know if scale and speed has been taken into consideration. Chris, we can use like rifle butts and pistol whips, but there are no specific melee weapons. That's for sure. So yeah, I mean that is the list that we've got so far. Leonardo, all right, catch you later, bud. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Wait, gotta say that, haven't I? Right, I'm gonna go back and look at what all you beautiful lot have been saying in chat, because I wasn't keeping an eye on it right then. Oh, hey Tado, how you doing? You just made the list. Is like, how can I find an interesting way to try and kill you? Oh, Riley, hey, how you doing? Also, hello, how you been? Healy beams on a person, Barry. Barry. I like it. I kind of like it. So, Mighty, you were talking about whether or not you can use your HOTAS as a VR player to control on foot. I think if you're going to do that, you're in for a bad time. That's my personal thoughts, is that's going to be a nightmare. It should 100% be doable. Like, there's no reason why you couldn't set it up, but I think it's going to be horrid. Also, non-lethal weapons, are they going to be that? You know... Picard, yeah, we've kind of taken care of that one already. Okay. Flashback Lava, hey, how you doing? Riot shield, interesting idea. I think that feels like something you'd have, like, or an energy shield, energy riot shield type thing. That would make sense. Also, there's a special award going if you spot the fact that I have messed up the numbering. Which I'm gonna fix it by doing this. Now we got 9A. So yeah, I don't, because on next 52 you could 100% use the hat that's on the throttle. I've got too much crap on my desk again. I always trying to keep a clear desk, but then I always fail. That's kind of my thing. Right. you could use that there as your directional. Your forward, back, left, and right, I guess. Change your weapons over here. I mean, you could also potentially use the actual stick as your mouse to aim, or you could potentially use on the X52 anyway. It's got a little nub in here that works as a mouse input. So me using it now, it can be set to move your mouse around. So you might have some options, but I don't think it's something that I would want to do personally. Yeah, I mean, Simon, I just don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Space Gaming is saying you can help with killing players on the ground. You're building a Mamba bomber. Not everyone has a controller, Chris. I'm going to use keyboard and mouse for it. That's my plan. I'm not really going to play it in VR. I don't have any intention to. So, Freshback Lava, yes you can, but only your assets. So you won't be able to transfer all your ranks and all your ships, it'll just be money. Can we drop from the air? Doesn't sound like it, Chris. We've had no distinct answer to that. There's a lot of stuff that we don't know, like that don't know. That hasn't been answered. But given that we have a fade to black animation for getting out of the ship, I would assume that the ship has to be flat. You just fade to black and you're out. Or would you be in space and you fade to black and then suddenly you just go bing and you appear as if by magic and then you can drop down. And yeah. Defcon, why would anyone want to do that? Why would anyone want to do that? A space game, I mean, you currently can't land with fighters out and deployed. Actually, we can. Hang on. I said that. I actually very rarely use fighters, and I'm like, hang on, I said that. No, I don't have them on there. Can I head to my carrier? That's actually something I want to test now, because I don't imagine you can land with having a fighter deployed. You just can't, can you? But just on a planet surface, can you? Yeah, Prism it was, but I don't think there's going to be any. I don't think there's going to be an animation. And Layla, yeah, you can. That is confirmed. But can you deploy landing gear when you've got a fighter out, a fighter deployed? Mr. Farrell, I mean, FDev have said Darth Wall, I think you find them pretty specific that it says alpha and console players aren't getting the alpha. So what I've said is pretty accurate. I've stated a fact. And also, here's the thing. You're waiting for the full release, right? And this is the way I'm seeing it. I've got to make this is going to be a very important thing. Is that even though we are starting the alpha next week for Elite Dangerous, Odyssey, it will be the alpha. It'll be broken, it'll be buggy, and it's going to be gated content. We know it's going to be phased. So chances are of us having full run of the Galaxy, very, very low. Then when it launches and it does the full launch or full release on PC, I'm calling that the beta. In my head, it's the beta, and this is an opinion. It'll be a beta. It'll be as the beta, and then console will get it when it's polished and working, and most of the game breaking programs have been got out of it. That is the way I see it, and that's how I think it's going to be. And that is the way I'm looking at it. No, the thing is that you can't do beta testing on well, you can't do alpha and beta testing on consoles. The development cycle is different, and the fact that when an update is pushed out to either Microsoft or Sony, the companies have to pay for it. It's just not. It's not an option. Plus, it will have to be vetted by them as well. So it's just kind of makes it so much longer. But Gateka, so you're saying, do I think Odyssey will bring any changes apart from the other space load to Elite, or is it specifically space load content? Well, everything that we've known about so far and been told about is pretty much space load content. That's it. That's all we know. So I'm going to have to go on what we've been shown, and all we've been shown is the spaceless content. We don't know if there's going to be any new ships. There needs to be new ships. And if there isn't, it's a huge, huge missed opportunity. It's the right time to introduce new ships, new SRVs. Everything, all new stuff. But there's going to be an awful lot of story-based content, I am sure. Right, optional internals. What I want is... yeah, let's store that because we're not using it. And then we'll use our fighter bay. Right. Yes, we do need to probably need some crew. I have no crew hired. Oops. But yeah, I think there's like I say, it's all down to this what we don't know type thing, and Space Gamer, yeah, tank would be fun. You're not wrong. The Panther Clipper, ugh. Always the Panther Clipper. No, leave it. Don't talk about it. It's a meme. At this point, it's basically a meme, isn't it? The Panther Clipper. And if they did put it in, it'd be something that you didn't want. Krilikov said you're guessing the player hubs will have armistice zones, weapons, melee. Yeah, I would assume so. I think so. That seems like the right thing to do. Or... or they do something strange. Fresh Back Lava, I think we've got to get new Guardian and Nukoid stuff. It all seems to be hinting that way. I'm looking at look at Galnet and the storylines there. There's a lot of hinting there, and there's also a lot of pushing as well. I feel like towards this the Marlinist storyline. And do I think at some point we're going to have to go and raid a Marlinist base on foot? Yeah, I do. I do think that. What about the Constrictor? Do you mean the boa, Brian? Which is pointless to have because it was similar to the Anaconda in lore, but the Anaconda was better in every single way. What happens to players if you drop cargo? Yeah, that's more like it. That is not a bad one. Oh. Dropping cargo on commanders. What happens? Yeah, see, DEFCON, we're not going to be able to find out because Olympic won't target someone because we can't target people. Space Gamer, that is known. We know about that. That's always been a thing. There's only a couple of modules you can only have one of in Elite, and things like shields, fuel scoops. Also, I think you can only have one refinery on your ship as well for mining. Pretty sure you can. 1-year-old Rainbow. I have to have confirmed that yes, some of them are quite powerful and will do damage, although bigger ships will probably be tougher. I think that makes sense. Flashback lava? No, they have not. Do I think we'll get ships with more seats to allow for a full wing in one ship? Dunno. Wolfpack Gaming, yeah, 100%. I do think the Marlinists, and also the NMLA aren't just Marlinists, so that's, but all NMLA are Marlinists, but not all Marlinists are NMLA. So the NMLA were 100% mismanaged. Right, so we'll take this guy. So ugly. But he flew a ship transporting slaves. Not proud of it, but I need the money. Decided freelance was the way to go. And lucky for you, I did. Every time a system opens itself up to pirates, there's a good work for people like me. Gotta love a good payday. Whatever. Okay. Time to just test something. I just don't know what happens when I do it, so I need to try it out. Pepe Guy XBL, hello, how you doing? Imagine the NMLA as a joinable faction. Well, why don't they have a BGS? That would be really interesting. If you want players to guide the narrative, throw in a BGS faction. That would do it. Then players will really guide the narrative. Right, just need to. I'm just going to find something out that I don't know. I've never tested. I don't know what happens when you do it, rather than can do it or can't do it. But, way too wavy. Is this game worth buying? Get it when it's on sale. I mean, you're looking at like £5, and you'll get thousands of hours of gameplay out of it if it's your kind of thing. That's the best way to do it. For sure. And it's on sale quite often. But there is a huge update coming in on computer, on PC, in a couple of weeks. Well, next week. And then later on. Battletech mechs. Bebo, I'd be well up for that. I would happily have that. Or even if it just powered suits that gave you more armor, more shields. Like, use heavier weapons, but they use a lot of power. All that kind of stuff. I'd be game for that. Alright, let's just whiz past this little potato. And then we'll come back. Oh, Dodge Digital, we're not just after things to check out. We're after weird stuff to do. Weird stuff. Weirder the better. Like, is landing gear just immediately disabled? Like when you're...
Orbital flight engaged.
This moon is tiny. Weird stuff. But yeah, if you're digital, if you can think of anything super weird that you want to know what it looks like, then you got to let me know. Being vacuumed up by a Farboid. Vulture Pete. There's no real survival mechanics. So I don't think we're expecting to eat anything anytime soon. Well, I'm certainly not. This is a oh no moment. Now, well, this is an interesting little moon, isn't it? I've never actually landed here before. Oh no. We're dropping a little bit faster than I would have liked then. I mean, honestly, the eating and drinking doesn't belong in Star Citizen either. It's totally stupid. Because you get to the point where you add stuff into a game, and if it's not... if there's no point of having it, like if it barely makes a difference gameplay-wise, why bother? You know, it's kind of like, why do you even bother having that in? Oh, hello. Has the stream died for people on Twitch? And also, I'm really sorry about this, the sound. I can't really do anything about it either. Or has my stream died anywhere? Uh-oh. Anyone? Or is it Twitch that's down? Because we're okay on YouTube. So yeah, right. YouTube is still working, so yeah, it's that. So joy. And there is the link for anyone that wants to come over to YouTube. Not that you can hear me say that, so that's always good. Crusher, yeah, we've got that on the list. Got it on the list. Oh, okay. Too close to planet's surface to deploy. This is how often I use fighters. In real life, not really. Oh, Crusher. Oh. I don't know how to respond to that. A Space Gamer, yeah, it's pretty easy to spot who you are. Kuro the buffering. Dude, you struggle with YouTube. Okay. So how far above the planet's surface do we need to be? Right, okay. Quentin, out you get. Chris, I know. There is nothing I can do about it. It's just Twitch in general, as in like all of Twitch. Is it like all of it? Let me check people who I watch. No, they're fine. Oh. What the F to that? I think it could be Restream. Could be Restream that's having a problem. Oh no, I think it's back. I think it's back. It looks like it's back. It's back. Twitch is back. Right. So, can I deploy landing gear? No. You just can't. That's rubbish. That's a rubbish. Not happy about that.
Roger that. I'll take it to the internet.
Switch over to the... Oh my god, it's been so long since I've been in a bloody ship launch fighter. No, fighters can't land, no. Andrew, you're saying... What? What are you saying? What's your favourite e-girl on Twitter? What? How dare you? Oh well. Good on Twitch, doing Twitch. Okay, there's going to be some interesting things to consider because you can't get out of fighters; they can't land, and technically, no one is ever in fighters. That's something that I find to be quite strange. Is that when you think like telepresence is one of the weirdest bits of elite tech. Oh god, this moon is absolutely tiny, isn't it? Like absolutely tiny when you think about it. Because the trenches are so small. I've got my NPC flying my main ship. Chris, yes, I have been building some Gundam recently. In fact, I have just finished panel lining a real grade Gundam Mark II in the AU colours. Yeah, they have no landing gear. Like especially the Guardian ones, not so much.
Hello
there. Targrad, thank you for following. But for scale, they're tiny. Okay, here's something to note as well. Is when you boost, you get the weird Guardian relic things inside there. Make a noise. Oh crap. But yeah, I always feel like the Guardian fighters feel a little bit like TIE fighters. But you know what? There is some potential for us to set up a race on this moon. When the update comes, this moon will be landable because we can land on it now, and it will look completely different. Yeah, I mean, I've made it, Chris. In fact, I'll grab it. Chris is talking about I build Gundam models. They're kind of some of my favourite things to build at the moment. They're like a really good relaxation thing for me. I'm just going to grab the one that I've been making. Well, I've got two that I've just finished, really. This is my full on nerd thing. My nerd passion currently. How much dust we got? Okay, so do a little bit of show and tell. This is what I'm talking about. This is my Gundam Mark II that we've built and panel lined. So all the interesting details. You can see, I say panel lining is stuff like, show it here, get this, there you go. If you can see the lining of it, so in there is where I've drawn it using a little marker pen. I haven't applied any of the stickers or decals to this one yet. But it's a toy robot. God, 36-year-old man showing us toy robots to people on the internet. A bit weird, isn't it? And then also I finished this bad boy as well. They all come in like kits on sprues and stuff. So here I am, show and tell with deployed. This is the silver bullet suppressor. For some reason, he has got spare arms at the back. So there we go. Burr has actually asked me for a tour of my geek shelf. there are 2 gig shelves. I have. But yeah, it's quite nice. I've been quite enjoying it, to be honest. It's been good fun. Very relaxing to do. I've had some really frustrating moments, and I will point out something on this one. On the Gundam Mark II. Hang on, let's do this. This normally works. There we go. If you see these bits here, these are tiny little tubes of polyester with this like rubber coated wire in, and you have to trim them to length, and then you have to put the wire inside the tube and then bend it into the right shape and put it into places. And oh my god, rage inducing, because I started doing it and then it just started to fray. So it's got some on the backpack as well. They were less annoying, but Mrs. Plater is a genius, and she came up with the idea of using some clear nail polish in order to seal it and make it stick, and stop it from fraying, and it worked really well, which is cool. I was a fan. So I married the right person is what I'm saying. So yeah, it was that really helped. That was spot on. So, but also someone in chat there said take note of the of what it looks like now versus like then, and that's a really good shout. But this is actually marked as a POI, which is why the radar there has changed colour. Sausage Slaps, you're 47 in a month? No way you're acting your age. Can't blame you. Like, here's my thing, is that you have these stages as a kid. As a kid, you've got all the time, none of the money, right? Then when you grow up and you're kind of the same age I am, you've got the money but not the time. But then you get a little bit older, and then suddenly you're back to having all the time and none of the money. But at the moment, I'm doing okay, doing all right. I'm like comfortable and got all the time. Hey Baze, how you doing? Right. What we need to do is we'll pick a direction to face, I think, because then we can do a direct comparison. This is actually a really interesting thing. And also, I'm like, am I even going to be able to get into Hilla in the update? Am I going to be able to do that? Right. This is going to look so different. Oh god, what is the NPC doing? He's flying backwards and upwards at the same time. Madness. Dr. Joe and more money also. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, Vulture P, it's a good point. We're not even debating them, are we? I've just been like it's a bit of a weird thing, I feel like, to be doing. Right. Into paint.net we go. We will paste that into there. So Baze, we're preparing our before and afters now. That's what I'm doing. Doing my before picture of a certain planet that looks quite nice in my home system. So this is Hilla 3B. Hilla 3B. Hilla 3B. And we are coordinates 56 minus 59. We'll put the points in, I guess. And we'll do that. So is that also 59? Yeah, cool. And then we're going to come back here in Odyssey and see if it's the same. Oh, actually, DEF CON. I also really liked Macross and Robotech as a kid, adult kid, and I liked it. Thing to remember about the Thargoid site, sorry, is in the game currently they only open if you're carrying a Thargoid object. So that means your SRV is going to have to be the thing that opens them, I guess. I feel like that's what you'd have to do. Macross is great, Robotech not so much. And don't get me started on the second season of Robotech, because it's awful, absolutely freaking awful. Downhill massively compared to the original. But yeah, this is just looking around my home system for stuff that I've never seen before, which is weird. Also, Bays, we're working on a list of things that we need to come up with and check when Odyssey goes live, like what stuff to go and test. Oh no. I did not know that fighters handled like that. But yeah, right, I'm going to change back over to my main ship now, I think, because I'm done with that. Also quite a fan of things like Evangelion as well, very good. Ah, Force Shell a Commander. That comes in under ship weapons versus people. Very much ship weapons versus people. We're up to 20 things. I'm open to more, but it needs to be weird stuff. Macross Frontier isn't bad. Macross 7. I've seen Macross 7. I haven't seen Macross 2. No, Macross 2 is alright. The one with Marduk and the singing and the all the stuff. That's actually not bad. Just like getting into Pat Labor. I have the DVDs of Pat Labor. Or Pat Labour. Should be, because it's short for Patrol Labour. Labourer. It's a weird thing. Titanfall 1 and 2. Yeah, I played Titanfall 1 when it was free on Xbox. And then Titanfall 2 I actually bought when it came out. And I loved it. I thought it was brilliant. I actually played quite a bit of the online stuff of Titanfall 2. Macross Plus. Yeah. Macross Plus is an interesting one. What about Macross Zero? Shoot crystalline clusters and assume the way. See, Dio, I'm not going to be grinding in there. I'm not going to be doing that. Like, there'll be things that already exist won't be going away. It's new stuff and new mechanics. I'm trying to break the game. That's my plan. It's 100% my plan is to try and break the game if possible. Because the more we break, the less problems there'll be when it finally goes to full release. Hopefully. But we don't know how polished the alpha's going to be. Do we? So yeah, I'm not gonna grind in the alpha. That's totally the wrong thing to do. I'm here to check out the new stuff, or I will be checking out the new stuff. Interesting Pro Rock. We can add it to the list. So, Guardian Cannon. So, Guardian Structure Cannon. Steve, you're going to go straight to the Thargoid base for a wander about? That's fair. Do we have to have a stream in today? I'm wondering whether or not we'll find out any bits of information. Because I feel like we're only less than a week. Are they gonna come and tell us stuff? Riding Guardian Sentinels. Right, well, you know what we'll do. Because we've got the Scavenger. I'll go Scavenger Surf. And we will add in a Guardian. What are they called? Sentinel, yeah. Seems smart. Only thing about that one, Fortitude, I'm just going to go Fortitude, is that those things are huge compared to people because they're designed to be made, you know, gathered with an SRV. So I don't know why we would do it by hand.
Copy that. Establishing telepresence.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Cardargo, hello, how you doing? You know, actually, I'm going to. I think I'll fly the fighter instead.
Roger that. Control is mine.
Scan detected.
Oh no. Okay.
Roger that, Commander. I'm moving into attack now.
You got this one. Okay, yeah. I couldn't remember what weapons I had on it. Oh yeah, fixed weapons.
Under attack.
This would be quite the challenge here.
Scan detected. Target shields offline.
Yeah, Prorock. That's the thing about the size of everything.
Temperature critical. Warning. Impulse attack. Trajectory disruption.
That's an interesting point, actually, Chris. Like, could we generation ships? Nah, I don't see how. We can't dock with them, and as far as we know, there's no EVA.
Scan detected. Flight assist on.
So who feels sick after that? Oh god, that in VR. Can you imagine?
Target shields online. Under attack. Warning. Temperature critical.
Yeah, but he did. That was a literal and a figurative.
Target shields offline.
I hate fighting Cobras. Why have I done this? The reason why I don't like Cobras is when they're face on. What are you meant to hit? I don't. The thing is that I've said it before, and I know I'm in the minority. I do not care about walking around my ship unless there's a huge amount of gameplay to support it. And I say a huge amount. It needs to be dense. It needs to be busy. I don't just want somewhere that I can walk in, sit, and then read Galnet. You know, it would need to be balanced, interesting gameplay that I could then
Target shields online.
I could then do something with, and also wouldn't imbalance between Horizons and Odyssey. I had this discussion with KSN on the last round table discussion we did. Oh no. And I was just saying how I don't think it needs it at all. So I'd have no interest in it unless it had this gameplay. And they brought up the fact that there was previous imbalance between Horizons and the base game. And it's like, yeah, and that was a mistake and they corrected it. So I don't think it's an issue. But no, in answer to the do we know anything about what the enemy types are going to be, we have seen nothing. We have seen literally nothing. We only know that there are enemies and we've only been shown human ones, but no one has said they're going to only be human NPCs. That's not bad. Decent amount of damage off these fighters. I never really realised. And this is wonderful fixed weapon training. Yeah, fleet carrier social bases are a mistake. I think they should be. There's no reason why not. I understand that there's dev time involved, but I don't know if there needs to be. There doesn't need to be that much time. I'm making a huge assumption here that right now the guys over at FDev are crunching hardcore.
Roger that, Commander.
Hardcore crunch. Because they're just getting ready to release a game. Even if it's only alpha, they'll have some things that they are working on to fix it anyway. And the alpha will be like, oh, we need to get it out, and it's not really finished yet, but we need to get something out. So that people don't think that we haven't been working on it. But... Oh god, Baze, as a streamer, I hope that if that is a thing, it'll be optional. Because, could you imagine? We all know what people are like. They are what can only be described as a friggin' nightmare. Like... Oh no. Oh no. Oh no! Gamer words will be said. Yeah, thanks. Right, well, this is a fine I'll do it myself moment. This is one of the reasons why I'm not a huge fan of fighters, is because it's great fun, and then you die. I wish not. I mean, I like CQC, so CQC is good fun. I'd love CQC to get some attention, for sure. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the Guardian fighters are glass cannons, even more so than the normal fighters, the human fighters. But we can always send out Quentin.
Roger that. Initiating SLF deployment.
Ralph. Oh yeah, they are.
Ready to go, Commander.
They are much better at fighting with fixed weapons than we are. Much better. They also don't. They do weird things with heat. Very special heat things happen with NPCs. They don't care about it. You or I might stop firing when we start to overheat. NPCs don't care. Like, at all. Pro-Rock, I assume so. But I mean, it sounds like Multicrew's getting a huge change with Odyssey. We'd have to wait and see what it works, or how it works. That's actually, that is something to test, but that's more of normal testing versus anything else. Because I know for a fact that we're all going to want to come and hang out. And that's probably one of the first things we do on stream, is we all go and hang out at a place. Achievement unlocked, you blacked out at Jameson's bar. Do I think that we're going to be able to drink and get drunk and stuff? No. R&D, yeah, that's tied into the ship weapons thing that we already have in there. So that's kind of why I'm not adding it to a list specifically. Have you tried getting a heal beam on your ship? I mean, Charles, yeah, it can work, and it does keep it going, but it's a bit like, ugh. They're so small and they fly so fast and move around, it's very difficult to keep a lock on them. So this guy's called Upgrade Cap. Who came up with that as an idea, I wonder?
I read you. Got the target on my scanner.
Like, between two of us, we should be able to absolutely liquidize anything. He says, convincingly. Oh, they have to find your fighter. Wait, sorry, misunderstood what you're writing there. No, you definitely can't do that. No, that will not work. Sorry. You got a wing invite. Who could it be? Weejets, lads. We'll put the beacon on. Because I normally forget.
Roger that, Commander. I'm moving into attack now.
Scan detected.
Can we find a way to die in this station?
Target shields offline.
I'm adding that to the list. I am adding that to the list. I don't think so. Looking at the size of the doors, I'm not sure we're going to do it. I'm not. Herman Sparks, you're asking the wrong person. I'm not Yamix. Go ask him how he's doing. That's what I have to say on that, because I know why you're asking. I'm just like, I have no input on any of this. Right. Find a way to die in a station. Oh wow! Oh wow! That is some incredible. No, Urban Sparks. I haven't. It's none of my business, to be honest, is it? Right. What's going on with that? None of my business. None of my business. Obviously, I know what's going on, but I have no comments on it either way. It's important I qualify on foot, because people will be like, oh, but you can die on there. You can die in a station. It's like, yeah, you can. Oh god, right. That is... If I make this slightly smaller, is this going to be too small at this point?
I read you. Got the target
Is
on
that
my
too
scanner.
small? I don't think I can fit many more rules in. I'll need to add another column in. I think it's assay base. That's pretty ordinary, unless we see how far you can run until you die, which in real life for me is probably about 250 meters at the moment. Poor beast, they can die.
Copy that.
But yeah, we also want to, I say, checking the how fast a human can run in Odyssey. I think is quite an interesting one to look at.
Target shields offline.
Shields are toast. I need support, Commander. Fighter is destroyed.
Oh, good.
Too much damage, Commander.
Yeah, caused it too much damage.
Assembly initiated.
What a mug.
Copy
Target
that.
destroyed.
Establishing telepresence. Link established. Awaiting instructions.
But yeah, there's, I say, lots of stuff to look at, lots of stuff to consider, and I'm trying to think about all the ridiculous out there stuff. A hut and mug. It just seems you'd run faster on a 1G world and slower on low. Yeah, Baze, you would, wouldn't you? You'd also think that, would you, depending on how much, like, there's probably like a perfect amount for a less than 1G world where it's light enough that you can really go for it. It's obviously not how it run in real life. Like, how you could be able to do, like, really go for it, run. Because you've got the balance between being able to like propel yourself forward without having too much up, I think. But there's running in real life. Oh no, I mean, come on. Who didn't sit there in a passenger seat of a car, and like look at the road and go like this and pretend you're running really fast as a kid? That is a movie reference. That is a movie reference.
Fighter assembly complete.
Oh yeah, Baze, I hear that you are still playing Star Wars Squadrons every now and then. I'm interested in being part of a squadron at some point to shoot some people. I've winged up with Taylor before. I'm game. I'm not awful. I need some practice actually. But to say, fancy it.
Focusing my fire on your target.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Oh, is that when your next day's playing?
Target shields offline.
Because I haven't played Squadrons for ages, and I love it in VR. So Chris, you're saying you haven't even launched it, but you have it, dude. It's like flying planes in space. I do feel like it belongs in VR though. It's one of those games where I'm just like, I have only played it in VR pretty much.
I read you. Got the target on my scanner.
But yeah, I'm game.
Hey, you're firing at an ally. Pick
Get
your
out.
target.
You're the one getting out of the way. Get out of the way. I am. Oh, nice day though. Let me know what Bill Gates has commanded you to do afterwards, because I am seriously, dude. I'm craving buying things from Microsoft all the time.
Target destroyed.
Now, yeah, Hunter. Well, when it blows up, latest day there. But when it blows up, will it? Okay, must support Discord purchase by Microsoft. Yeah, I'm not loving that. I'm not loving that as an idea.
Target shields offline.
Like, Microsoft can keep their grubby little hands off of Discord. I want Discord to remain independent. You know, that whole made by gamers for gamers. I don't need any of that malarkey.
Target destroyed.
Yeah, Force Dude, my first one just made my left arm ache and made me a bit tired. I had the Pfizer vaccine. I'm still waiting for my second dose. I have no sign of it happening. Oh, Pro Rock, that would be part of it. It's not the necessarily next step, but it's part of the empirical testing that we have to carry out. We need to know whether or not we boosting makes it worse, because it should technically. Gallagher, hello, how you doing? Yeah, I mean, it depends, Digital, if they sell it or not. Because you can always choose not to sell something. But is it not everyone's goal when you start up a company to get it to a point where someone wants to buy it for loads. So, yeah, Hunter, that can't be fun. Oh, clean. Clean. Oh, you can always spot people that are... Oh yeah, so, right, what I'm currently drinking, I wasn't sure if anyone was going to actually comment on it, but this is 125 mils of complete nutrition. This is, and this contains 300 calories. This is 300 calories, this is. And 13 grams of protein. So it's super good for me to have because I struggle digestive wise sometimes and don't feel too hot. But it helps me get calories in. And yeah. Done. A wild Pokemon appears. Hey, how you doing? Saying, are we going to have a watch party? I don't really like doing that. Fortunately, way over my head, mate. I haven't watched South Park since I was a teenager. Yeah, it's... I say, because one of the key side effects of the cancer treatment I'm on is main side effect. It gives me diarrhea, awful running, screaming diarrhea sometimes, and I don't recommend taking it for fun. It's never going to be for recreational use, that's for sure. But yeah, it's something I struggle with, and I've lost a lot of weight because of it. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of restreaming stuff particularly, because I find it awkward because I want to watch it at the same time, and especially if they move on, you never know when they're going to say something, so it's not like we're expecting like a reaction to it, to something they're going to say. They just might not say anything. We might have zero news whatsoever with regards to Elite. It could just be a normal, hey, here's some community stuff. Check out this screenshot from Rooney from the Bear Pit, because he's always got great screenshots. Or, you know, check out this drawing from Beetlejuice, or that type of thing. And you're like, okay, cool, well, I love seeing that all, but I don't have much to say about it, apart from, I think these look good. Or hearing about people's successes and stuff is great, but I've got nothing to really add to it. Or, worse than that, I won't shut up and I'll keep talking. It's probably that more than anything. Def, no, I'm streaming at 1080p. So, is everyone getting the graphics update? Yeah, they are. I think they are. They said they are. Do I use any products to keep my beard volume consistent? No. I use nothing. All I do is wash my beard, or wash my face, every day, and that's it.
I'm moving into attack now.
Whoa. Oh, low resolution. I'm like, what? No, I'm in Has-Res. Has-Res. Although apparently I have a mission detected despite having no missions. Clunk.
Target destroyed.
Alright, Rejet, you need to let me know if you're getting any lag at the moment. Can you just let me know if you had any lag? I'm interested to know. That's fine. Oh. And I do have an account that I'm considering resetting Frag Rock, especially for it. Oh god, I thought this NPC was called Alfred, and on principle I was about to say, well, I can't do that. I can't kill some guy called Alfred. So Panthole. A person riding an SRV, riding a ship into space. I think that's going to be too many points of failure. When we get super advanced, if we can do all the other stuff, then we can start building up to it. That's, yeah, many layers. I'm doing for ammo. Ammo's fine. What else we got? I'm not going to say great on this one. Could a person running a ship into space... Well, let's wait and see if we can get someone into space. We have to be able to get someone into space, though, right? Like, we have... Like, I'm like, no, we have to.
Copy that. Let's take this one down.
Jacoma. No, I'm not minding. I did combat, mate. Did bounty hunting. Can you bounce a grenade with a melee attack? Oh, it's too specific. What I want very specific. That is too specific. Like, wait, like... I don't think we will be able to do that. I mean, there's lots of stuff like in other games you can do. And I don't think we will necessarily get anything that other first-person games definitely don't do. Rocket jump. Urban Sparks. Just think we would do a rocket jump. Rocket jumps. Gunny, hello. I'm doing alright. Thank you for asking. Had a really rough Sunday night into doing fine the rest of yesterday and today, so always fun. But yeah, today I'm doing just fine. How are you? You alright? Can you shoot a grenade or rocket? That's going to be an interesting one, okay? Right, I'm going to going to do something different here. Hang on, because I'm doing a thing. Because I'm 23. Okay. So, 23 we said.
Hello there.
Couldn't do most of it on the stream for a rock, don't worry. I think that's going to be the plan. Guts Apostle, thank you for the follow. We say, can you shoot shooting? Can you shoot? I should say, not doing can. Shoot. No, not shot. Shoot a missile / grenades. God, typing is hard.
Scan detected.
There we go. Got 23 things. Hear the thunk. Guts Puzzle was good. Fried chicken and cake. But we're just up to a bit of bounty hunting. Was talking about some things that we really want to try and test in the Odyssey Alpha, like game-breaking, destructive, destroying things, like things that are so messed up that Frontier wouldn't necessarily think of us trying to do, and we want to see if it works or not. Lots of can we do this kind of thing. Like, I mean, we've got a pretty sizable bunch of lists already, haven't we? So, did I know grenades explode? I must admit, that's news to me. Did you? More importantly, did you know that fragmentation grenades fragment? Because that's like a mind-blowing. Or pro-rock. What could potentially be game-breaking would be if you were to stand on the front of a ship, fly around, shoot other people, but for some reason you're stuck there and immortal at the same time. That'd be game-breaking. So yeah, I've got my reasons for picking what we picked. Yeah, Tom, that would be rubbish.
Shields are toast. I need support, Commander. I'm sustaining damage,
But
Commander.
I think we'll find out lots of different things.
Destroy, Commander.
Fighter assembly initiated.
Many things to be done and tested. Charles, again, that's included in our wonderful bunch of weapons, ship weapons on people.
Solid copy. Deploying the fighter. Link established. Awaiting instructions.
I will point out, right, so, frag grenades, and the way they work, right, is... They said in Frontier, well, Frontier have said on Twitter that they will damage anything in their blast radius. Anything. So from that, I'm hearing anything. Like, I'm hearing stuff that you wouldn't necessarily want to blow up by accident. So I'm hearing SRVs and ships, and people.
Copy that. Let's take this one down.
Will they hurt your feelings? They might damage them. It depends, Tom, how tough you're feeling. I mean, friendly fire has to be a thing. Oh yeah. Yeah, panel. Just literally just
Heavy area, Commander. Fighter is destroyed.
the fighter got immediately destroyed.
Fighter assembly initiated.
That's what we have to test. But what is this? What is a grenade to a 10,000 major cutter? Yeah. What does it do? I need to know. I need to know. I'm thinking more it's going to work against Guardian Sentinels and Thargoid, Doofer, Whatsits, all that. And Jet Sky, the name of my ship is the Lucky Lady. It's because when ship names came out, I said I was going to name it after my wife, and then I called it the Lucky Lady. I thought it was hilarious at the time. See, Guts, here's the thing about ship-launched fighters, is that you're not actually in them. No one's in them. It's all telepresence. So no one's actually in a fight to be able to get out of it.
Scan detected. Fighter assembly complete.
Oh, well, oh, I lost yet another fighter. Nice.
Okay, Commander. Releasing the fighter.
Scan detected.
Point established. Awaiting instructions.
Can you prime grade then? No clue, Tom. No clue. Is it going to be a throw? Can you cook a grenade before throwing it? Even? There's all this stuff that we just don't know. And it wouldn't surprise me if... Like, we can't expect ultimate freedom from the game where we can do literally anything and everything. No way. Like, no way. So, Beige, you think they're going to do with telepresence? I don't know if they are. I think there's going to be certain things that would stay the same. I feel like certain mechanics would have to stay the same because you can't get rid of them. Like, you can't get rid of something like telepresence because if you've only got Horizons and not Odyssey, then you wouldn't be able to have a ship launch fighter, so it has to be in. Player shooting out the canopy, yes. Like, would you... yeah, I mean, I guess you can have one or the other. And yeah, Tom, I think you're right. I don't know how... I don't think you can get rid of telepresence. I just... It's too... game-friendly, not necessarily lore-friendly. You know? Like, a big difference between lore and gameplay. I think, for gameplay reasons, it has to stay in. Right, so we had a 24. 24. Oh, not 34, it feels like at this point. Oh god, why did I do it again? 24. A canopy. Or more importantly, is someone with a damaged canopy able to then be shot at? That would be the follow-up to that, I think. So Jet Sky, which edition is better to buy, deluxe or standard? So, if you're talking about just Elite in general, on the old store page, to be honest, the standard edition you get plenty of stuff with. Like, you get everything you need anyway. So, just like the 20 quid version works, he says convincingly. Or are you talking about Odyssey? Because Odyssey isn't actually out yet, and you can't buy the deluxe edition unless you already own Elite Dangerous, the base edition. Very careful here. Aconot, I don't think so. I don't think they're going to do that, because then suddenly you'd be disadvantaged compared to how you used to be. Gallagher, we don't know. That's an awful lot of we don't know. as a pile of not a clue that I have. Excuse me. Oh dear. Ah, an FDL. Nice.
Roger that, Commander. I'm moving into attack now.
That should pay well. Yeah, Gallagher. We know it's permit locked for story purposes, but when are we going to get to that bloody story? Like, the galaxy is so big. That's another statement if ever there was one. The galaxy's big. And Prorock, yeah, you always do. And also certain ship types. Jet Sky. Your English might not be good, but my Russian is non-existent. But if we have any bilingual chaps, I might would help you out. He wants to know when we get to the last system that the Thalga base is supposed to keep going there. The updates were still got. Oh, you mean HIP 22460? There's a system. Yeah, the system that is stuck. Got it bookmarked. Okay. HIP 22460 here, which I was in. I've been to. I've scanned. But yeah, there is an alien presence on this planet. This planet here. Which is why there's a megaship overlooking it. And we're at the point now where it's like, oh cool, look, it's not gonna... it's obviously not going to be unlocked anytime soon, is it? But yeah, I would like to go in there. It would be cool to be able to go and have a look around, because I remember when the update came out for that one, I actually bumped into Mars Europe from Ghost Giraffe because we were both in the system, or both been near the system to try and get into it, and Mars thought he'd be clever by logging off on the ground in an SRV. He was like, yeah, that way they can't just shift me straight to space, but they did. They moved him to the nearest asteroid base. It's a bit like, oh dear, they call us out because we both tried it. But yeah, I want to be able to get back into that system because there's a permit lock on it, and there's no reason why there should be, apart from it was the first place that was found inside a trailer. It was in a trailer, and people spotted it, and they worked out which planet it was through the stars in the trailer. Like, ugh. And then everyone turned up there, and we all got booted out. It's like, but why? And yeah, there's been no follow-up since. Which is a shame. Oh look, a python called Misery, and it's mining. Who would have thunk? Hammering Chaos, that's an FDL, of course it is.
Roger that, Commander. I'm moving into attack now.
Under attack.
Oh.
Assist off. Flight assist on.
Maybe the Thargoids are actually cuddly, and it's all been a misunderstanding. I am not convinced by that one, Tom.
Stop it before it's too late.
Talk about having a Thargoid waifu.
I think that's all.
Sounds a bit weird, man. It's like, sounds weird, man. It's like, I don't know. Okay. Do you think I'm gonna go hand in? Yeah. Mr. Fucking Moo? Hey, how you doing? I'm doing alright. Okay. Yeah, Tom, I'm in for that as well. I'm hoping it's going to be brutal and messy. Special stream on Thursday for Odyssey. Classic.
Frameshift drive.
So, the announcement. There it is.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Fighter is destroyed. Took too much damage, Commander.
I am awful for leaving fighters behind. It'll be about walking on station. Right, Prorok. There you go. Prorok with the news. Yeah, we're waiting to find that one out as well. What happens when you die on foot? Something to be tested. And a guest. Who do you think the guest will be? It's got to be one of the developers, surely. Or was it Gareth and Piers? We've seen quite a bit of those two.
Dynamics Papa, Lima, Alpha. We look forward to receiving you at the station, Commander. Please follow docking procedures and
What, Tom? Walk into the toilets, lock it,
adjust heading for
lock the doors, then log out. Lord Braben. Oh, Hunter, interesting. Could it be the Lord Braben? I mean, it would be good to see him on a stream. But I'm reasonably sure his Thursday evening is worth far more to him than
Deployed.
being on a... God, why am I not? That was... Ooh. Oh no. Will it be Yamix? Oh, don't do that. Yeah, Alex, I'm not bothered, mate. Really. Stabby Dave. Stabby. You're wondering how much you have to drop resolution in order for your 1050 Ti to not have any... Well, apparently, FDO have said that the minimum specs for the game aren't changing. So, hopefully, there'll be nothing. Hopefully no change. Right. Contacts. Authority contact. Redeem bounties. Nice. I think I am going to have to call time for the stream though, guys, because I am getting quite a sore neck and a sore back sitting in this chair. Mr. Fucking Moo, everyone can. Everyone will be able to. There's no, like, anyone who's bought into the alpha can. There's no restrictions on it whatsoever. So, calling time for the stream there, guys. We are going to go and drop everyone into FDev stream, because why not? Why wouldn't we? Because they're talking about Elite Dangerous stuff, aren't they? So we're going to raid. It'll be weird. Raiding Elite Dangerous. They're probably more like, no, we're the ones that raid people. Thank you. But yeah, everyone on every platform you're on, if you haven't done the thing that you need to do already, which is, hit your like and subscribe on YouTube, and then you follow on Twitch, and you fancy it, please do. Be much appreciated. I'm going to be streaming on Thursday too, hopefully, and then obviously we'll have a nice quiet weekend, and then when Monday hits, we're going to be absolutely freaking smashing it in Odyssey, breaking all the things, doing all the things, and testing those 23 things that we have to 23 things that we've got that we need to try and test out. So should be interesting. But once again, I'm going to say thank you very much everyone who's watching. Commander Plater out.